Let's be real. Have you ever felt like you don't belong in the rooms you know that you deserve to have a seat in, that you earned to have a seat in? Like at any moment now, you think someone's going to come and call you out and expose you as a fraud. Yeah, me too. And before you say, but you're confident, Kimberly, you've done so much. Let me tell you, confidence does not make you immune to imposter syndrome. Now, this past week, I've had to stare mine in the face. And what I learned and realized was one thing: I've been playing small for far too long. So today, we are going to get into it: why imposter syndrome hits women over 40 so hard. And finally, we're going to discuss how to break free from it. Welcome to the Dope Black Chick podcast, where we have real conversations about faith mindset and stepping into your next chapter with confidence and ease. I'm Kimberly Spido, your host, and today we're dismantling the lie that you don't belong in the spaces you work for. So you think that after all the work, experience, and wisdom we've gained, imposter syndrome would just disappear, right? No, it actually gets worse because now we're in spaces where we're expected to be the expert, the leader, the go-to person. I think in an earlier episode just this year, I told you guys about the fact that I feel like I'm supposed to always have it together and I'm supposed to always be the one with the answers. And so for women over 40, imposter syndrome feels a lot like feeling like you're not as sharp as younger professionals in the industry. Like, things have changed. Technology has changed. The playing field has changed. So sometimes you can feel like you're behind because you're not up to date or up to snuff on the changes, right? Also, you have where you are dismissing your accomplishments as just luck instead of hard-earned expertise, right? You don't see it as expertise, or you're not paying attention to it in that way. And then you downplay your talents because you don't want to seem like you're bragging, and then feeling out of place in new opportunities, even when you've been the person creating those opportunities. Well, if this has been you, let me know, because this was me this past week. Let me tell you guys, I had a major realization about myself this week. I was faced with an opportunity that I should have been super confident about because I actually put in the work and made it happen. And not only that, I have the receipts, but instead of standing in my power, I felt fear creeping in. And the thought of, what if I'm not good enough? Just started to play games in my mind. And that's when I realized, you know what, Kimberly, you've been playing small for way too long, girl. I wasn't doubting my abilities. I was afraid to own my abilities, right? The truth is, we are not frauds. We are just stepping into bigger spaces and higher places. And those growing pains, that is the confirmation that you're leveling up. Because what I began to realize is that I'm a boss in this game. 3 decades in the marketing field, in the content space, in the digital media space. I'm a boss in my field. So let's talk about, how do you break free from imposter syndrome? How do you move past it and stop playing small? This is what I've been doing to shut this whole thing down. Number one, I recognize that the imposter syndrome is just fear in a fancy outfit. Okay? Imposter syndrome is not the truth. It's not. It's fear showing up in disguise. And it tries to make you think that it's based in some facts. But the fact of the matter is, as I said earlier, 3 decades in the game, 3 decades in marketing, I've seen all forms of media emerge and grow. And I've worked in the digital media space for 3 decades, since I was 16 years old. And not only that, I have the secret sauce. More on that later. Not this episode, but another episode. But instead of asking, am I good enough? I had to ask myself, why are you doubting what you know how to do? When it comes to the thing that I was preparing for, do you know how to do it? Yes. Am I the person who even initiated this? Yes. Did the opportunity show up because they asked for it, or I asked for it? I asked for it. So, yes, I know what the hell I'm doing. Keep yourself a receipts journal. That's number 2. Okay? Keep a receipts journal. What I did the week coming up to this huge opportunity for me. I actually went back through photos and looked at myself at a time when I felt powerful, when I felt super confident. I wrote down every win, every compliment and success. And I had those things stashed away so that when I had moments of doubt or when I needed a reminder of how badass I am, I was able to look at those things and it just put me right back into that space of confidence and realizing, like, you're not new to this. You're true to this. Girl, this is your life. This is what you do. Number 3, stop shrinking yourself and take up space. My girl, Toni Jones, y'all got to listen to her, but she has a song called Take Up Space. And I love it. It is an affirmational joint for me. I play it all the time, but take up space. Walk into rooms like you belong there. Because guess what? You do. And here's an affirmation you can use. I am qualified, I am prepared, and I am ready. Again, I am qualified, I am prepared, and I am ready. And then lastly, you need to remember, even the people you look up to feel this too. So I go on YouTube a lot and I look up my favorite person, who is Oprah. And I look up Oprah a lot and I look at a lot of interviews that she's had with other people, not where she's leading the conversation, but where she's the interviewee. And if Michelle Obama, Oprah, and Issa Rae have all talked about their imposter syndrome moments, that means it's not about ability. It's about owning our worth. If they have it, you can have it too. There's nothing wrong with you. It's about owning your worth. And sometimes you just need to be reminded to stand in your worth. You got it. You know what you're doing, babe. Trust me. You know what you're doing. Right? So sometimes you just got to be reminded to stand into it. What would happen if you fully owned your greatness? Like if you stopped waiting for permission and stepped boldly into what you're meant to do. That's the challenge I'm going to leave you guys with today, because that's how I had to challenge myself. What would happen if I threw all of myself behind what I know, right? What would happen? What if I said, Kimberly's going to take up space today, and I'm going to show up boldly for myself, confidently for myself today, because I know what I'm talking about. So I want to challenge you to do the same. Again, imposter syndrome is not a sign that you don't belong. It's a sign that you're stretching, you're growing, and that you're stepping into something much, much bigger. And guess what? Ladies, you are ready. You're ready. You always have been. And it's time to stop playing small and start showing up as the powerhouse women that you are. Because you are. This long in the game, you are, girl. Trust me. I really want to help you guys push past imposter syndrome. I hope that you thoroughly enjoyed today's episode on imposter syndrome. It's a little shorter than usual, but I just had to drop that tidbit because I know if I'm going through it, then there are a lot of other people that are going through it. I have friends who deal with imposter syndrome. And if you've ever dealt with imposter syndrome, shoot me a DM, drop a comment. Let me know if you have dealt with it and how did you push past it. I would love to hear your stories. If you still need help dealing with imposter syndrome or pushing past it, I am available to help you step into your next level of confidence. So you can book a one-on-one coaching session with me. The link is below. in the description. And also make sure that you are subscribed to the Dope Black Chick podcast for more real talk and mindset shifts. And that link is in the description as well. Follow me on Instagram and on Threads, where we have all kinds of great conversations over there, daily motivation, all of that good stuff. I would love, love, love to have you be a part of my community. And I thank you guys so much for being a part of the Dope Black Chick podcast. Until next time, peace and blessings.